Hello guys, hello there. Nice to see you all. Welcome to today's live lesson. Lovely to see you here. Thank you for joining me today. We've got an interesting lesson today. It's all about learning idioms. I say a lesson. It is a lesson. I'm going to do different things. I want to show you my website. I want to help you learning idioms. And at the end of today's session, I'm going to show you a course that I have, 150 idioms for IELTS speaking, but for anybody, and explain how that can also help you. So learning idioms is the topic. I think we should start maybe with a little bit of music. Here we go.
I want some idioms. I want some idioms. I want them now. I want some idioms, but I don't know how to learn them, how to remember them. All I know, I really think so, is that I want some idioms now. How to learn them, how to remember them. All I know, and I really think so, is that I want some idioms now.
I want some idioms now.
How to learn them, how to remember them. All I know, and I really think so.
Let's have a look. Who's here today? Eunice, hi. Ludovic, hello. Saiduzaman, thank you very much. Great to see you here. Justino from Paraguay, lovely. Hi. Julia, as always, lovely to see you from Myanmar. Nurul, waiting for you. Here I am indeed. Great. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Thanks for reminding us. Lovely to see you here. Kristen as well. Lovely to see you. Have a happy Friday. Thank you very much. Prof. Hanif, it looks like you're an English teacher. Thank you very, very much. That's very nice. From fans from Pakistan, lovely to see you here. Slobodanka as well. It's a busy week, right, with live lessons. We've got lots going on. And if you're in the gold course, we've even got another session this afternoon later. Didik is here. Lovely to see you here. Lilian, all the way from Sweden. Lovely. I don't think I've had many students from Sweden. I'd love to have more. Welcome. Arnold, lovely to see you. All the way from Poland. Itan, that's a very nice name. Georgina, hello, lovely to see you here as well. Gosh, so many of you here. Welcome, all of you. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining today. So, as I mentioned, what's happening today? The live session today is going to be about 1 hour, more or less. The topic is learning idioms advanced lesson. I say advanced lesson. I think this is more for advanced students, maybe upper intermediate, advanced. I'll try and make it as simple as possible, but just to let you know, right? What I'm going to do today, I'm just going to introduce the Key Speaking Academy website to you so you know how that can help you. We're going to do this lesson on learning idioms. I'm going to share 5 mistakes students always make with idioms and show you how to fix that. I'd like to introduce the 150 Idioms online course. We've got a discount on that, so I want to share that and tell you more about it, how it may help you. And then we'll take any questions or answers at the end. That's the plan. Lovely. Good. So, just checking in. We've got people from all around the world, and it's great because some new people who I may not have seen before. Brazilian Bruno, lovely to see you here as well. We've got Aniset Minga Adil, all the way from DRC. Lovely. Great. And Bugol from Nepal. Mohammed from Somalia as well. I can see you there. Great. And of course, Kumila. You're from Kumila, excuse me. I know, yeah, I don't know Kumila, but Bangladesh, yes, absolutely. Let's kick off, guys, the Key Speaking Academy. If you're on YouTube, it's interesting. I get comments sometimes from people on YouTube saying, do you have a website? And I think, well, yes. How do you not know? Of course, people don't know. So to let you know more clearly, the website that I have, right, is called the Keith Speaking Academy. I am on Facebook and on Instagram, if you like, but Keith Speaking Academy is where the website is, www keithspeakingacademy.com. Great. I'm just going to show you the website briefly and what you can find there. It's basically helping you speak English confidently. So anybody who wants to improve their speaking English, it's for you. Particularly if you're taking the IELTS test, it can help you. So IELTS speaking, here I give you information about the test, part 1, 2, and 3, the topics, the format of the test. So it just explains to you how the test works. There are different videos to help you, lots of tips to help you as you go through as well. Free live lessons, that's the second thing. There are lots of free live lessons. You can get all the deep PDFs here. You can watch the videos, and there are loads of them. Look at all of these, loads of them. Any topic you can imagine, just click on any of the links, and it takes you to a free lesson with a free PDF and the video, and the whole lesson is down here. Vocabulary, collocations, synonyms, phrasal verbs, everything you may need, it's all here in the free live lessons. And finally, there are tips. If you want to focus on, it's a blog, basically, different areas about fluency, listening skills. You can go and look at the blog posts. And we do have online courses. The online course, the main course I have is the Gold online courses. Actually, 3 courses now. Exam strategy and tips to help you understand how to handle parts of the test. The self-study, which is lots and lots of model answers to boost your vocabulary and grammar and help you improve your answers. And the interactive, which is for both IELTS students and general students. You improve your fluency and confidence. You have speaking practice rooms, live lessons, Zoom meetings like the one this afternoon. All the information is here. You can join one or get all of them. The full course is just everything together, all of those together for a super nice price, hopefully. That's the website, Keith Speaking Academy. So there's free stuff, there's tips, there's courses paid for, everything to improve your speaking skills. I think whether you are an IELTS student or not, you can still find stuff that will help you. At the end of the day, right, if you're preparing IELTS, exam strategy is just maybe 20%. 80% of your work should be improving your spoken English. Full stop. Don't memorize answers. Just improve your spoken English. That's what you should focus on, mostly, I think. IMHO, in my humble opinion, right? Okay. Sabra, any free courses on the website? Yes, there are. Yes. And it's a bit silly because it's not easy to find, and I'm going to change that. But I'll show you, Sabra, very briefly. If you go to the tips part of the website and you click on any tip, all of the blog posts at the end, they will show you, not that, but they will show you at the end, the free course. So it's a Crack IELTS Speaking Part 1 free course. Julia, you really improved my English from Namibia. Ah, fantastic. Great. Nice to know that. Excellent. What else have we got? Any other questions? Not at the moment. That's great. Good. We can also handle more questions later. Let's move on to learning idioms. Before we do that, I've got a quick few questions for you. True or false? 4 questions. Let's find out what you think, if this is true or false. Just put a T for true and an F in the chat. Let's do them one by one. Actually, let's do number 1 first. Do you think this is true or false? You need to use idiomatic language to get a band 7 or above in IELTS speaking. In the chat, just put a T or an F. What do you think? Space Gecko says, I don't have a plan to take IELTS, but your course helps me very much. I am very pleased to hear that. That's great. Great. Let's have a look what you've got. False, false, false. Lots of false. T, 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 T. T. Okay, we've got more T's than F's. That's interesting. Okay. We've got a very true from Ahmad Hamad. Thank you. Isabel says true as well. Another false here. Misbah, you did 100% false. Very confident false. That's interesting. True, true. Alexander says false as well. Halino Aymaz says true. Okay. Abu Bakr, thank you very much for your assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. That's great to see. Both needed. Not needed. How can it be both needed and not needed? But collocation, interesting. Okay. Don't know. We'll find out in a moment. BSS says true, but it is true. False. False. Okay. I'm going to give you the answer at the end of all of the questions. Okay. So let's do number 2. And then we'll look at all the answers later in a moment. Number 2. Idioms are never used in English writing. True or false? So maybe what you need to do in the chat is actually write the number 2T, put 2T or 2F. Put the number so it's clear which one you're saying, right? Idioms are never used in English writing. Number 2, false, false. Wajira Bandara says it's true. Florencia Ohania, you say true. Elbio says false. Utarit says true. Sonu says true. Watri says true. We've got Nidal says false. Gustavo Curi says false. True. False. False. Sarah says true. Sarina says true. Mariglin says question number 2 is false. Right, interesting. Okay. Hold it there. Let's have a look at question number 3. True or false? You should try to use an idiom in every answer in IELTS speaking. So for every question and every answer, you should try to use an idiom. True or false? Okay, again, in the chat, maybe put 3F or 3T. Put the number so we're all clear about the numbers. Okay. And let's put in a little bit of music to keep us going. Alexander, number 2, I mean English writing generally, not just the exam, but generally. Julia says false. Faye says false. True. Sabra says false. Who else have we got? Veronica says false. Okay, lots of falses for number 3. Any trues? No, just lots of falses. Wow, everyone seems to agree. We have got a true. Okay. Okay, interesting. Let's look at the last question before we look at the answers. Question number 4. By recognizing idioms, you will be better able to understand films, news reports, podcasts, and natural conversations in English. Okay, by recognizing or understanding idioms, you will be better able to understand films, news reports, podcasts, and natural conversations. Number 4. You're the first one in, Isa Yüksek. Claire says true, as does Martina on the boat. Hey, Hossein, I love that. That's great. Don't put all your idioms in one basket. Very good. Well done, sir. Fediel Musa, I love these avatars. They're nice. Nadja Santos says true. Stefano says true. I think that's a strong true from Azerbaijan. Even stronger from Emad Musa. Definitely true. Not everybody agrees, which is good. I like it when not everybody agrees. Okay. Paijos, yeah, I understand that. That makes sense. Certainly true. Okay, excellent. Instant cooking, welcome to the channel. Lovely. Okay, so let's just go through the answers here. Okay, number one, you need to use idiomatic language to get a band 7 or above in IELTS speaking is absolutely true. It is true, right? And I can explain why to you, I think, if I can do it quickly. Where is it? Oh, I should have prepared a bit earlier with this, but I'm going to show you. Where is it? It's here, it's here, it's here. If I show you this, I will try and show you this. Okay, let me explain why it's true. Because, okay, this is this is the IELTS speaking band descriptors. There is a new version, I know, but there is lexical resource means vocabulary. If you look at band 7, right, and if we just zoom in to band 7, can I zoom in to band 7? No, it's not going to let me, is it? It says band 7 uses some less common and idiomatic vocabulary and shows some awareness of style and collocation. Band 6 has a wide enough vocabulary to discuss topics of length, making meaning clear in spite of inappropriacies. So it's at band 7, they start talking about idiomatic vocabulary, uses some less common and idiomatic vocabulary. Band 8, you use idiomatic vocabulary skillfully. Okay. Sorry, I can't zoom in very, very well, but those are available publicly. Publicly, you can go and get the band descriptors. And band 7 is where they start talking about using idiomatic vocabulary. So if you're not using it, you don't tick that box, you won't get a band 7. So you must be starting to use idiomatic vocabulary at band 7. At band 8, you're using it skillfully. Okay. So it is important. If you're looking for a band 7, it must be there. Number 2. Yeah, it's a bit blurry. Sorry about that, guys. Let me leave the link for you all. And you can go and look at it yourself, right? Here it is. It's on the website. It's on the Take IELTS website. It's also on Cambridge English website. Here we go. Let's put it in the chat. Burns, if you can resend that out. I should have sent it earlier. Apologies. Anyway. Number 2. Idioms are never used in English writing. It's false. I mean, whether we're talking about writing or writing for IELTS, sometimes you can use idioms in writing. Some idioms idiomatic language and idioms are appropriate for writing. It is true that the vast majority of idioms are spoken, right? But some are appropriate for writing. And idiomatic language is also used in writing to some extent. Your next question is, Keith, which ones are writing and speaking? There's no answer. There's no list. There's no category. It's almost impossible because it depends on the context. And so it's very hard to say. Generally speaking, in academic writing, you don't use idioms really. Not much. Why? Because academic writing is about being concise, to the point. Idioms are a bit about being colourful and interesting. And academic writing is not about that. However, if in your writing, you're writing an email or writing to a friend, you may use idiomatic language. So in English writing, sometimes we use idioms. Most of them are used in speaking, though. Okay. So idioms are never used in English writing is false. Azerbaijan, interesting. Idioms are used in novel. Absolutely, absolutely, yes. In colourful novels, right? When they want to add colour, then that's going to be idioms. So absolutely in novels. Look at Harry Potter. Full of idioms, Harry Potter. Number 3, you should try to use an idiom in every answer. No, do not do that. That's false. Now, I know number 1 is true, but it's you need to use some idiomatic language. Not every answer. No, if it's every answer, it'll be too much. Idioms help you communicate and they give colour to your answers. You don't want your answers full of colour, blue, red, green. It'll look like Shrek, the cartoon. You want some colour sometimes, but not colour all the time. You don't want Van Gogh, Picasso paintings. You want a little bit of colour. So some idioms sometimes. In a typical test, like part 1, 2, and 3, the whole test, maybe you use 3 or 4 or 5 idioms, maybe. It's not mathematics. There's no number, right? But certainly not every answer, because it won't sound natural, right? Naturally, we don't use idioms all the time. Listen to me speaking now. I'm not using idioms all the time. Now and again, I might pepper my answer with an idiom. Pepper my answer. That's an idiom, right? Because it's interesting, it's colourful, but not all the time. The key in IELTS speaking is to use idioms that are context specific, that match the context, right? Yes, generally speaking. So, not in every answer. Imad, you say, how many idioms minimum to use? Again, it's not mathematics. I mean, because if you want a band 7, then at least 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, but it's not mathematics. It depends on the context. How do you know which with them are appropriate? So again, it's not a list that will tell you, but the more you hear them as you listen to English, the more you know they are appropriate. This is why, I mean, Valentine, it's a great question. It's so important to listen a lot in English. You know, I recommend students, you should be listening to 1 hour a day of English. Different things, podcasts, radios, films, TVs, because when you're listening, you'll start to hear and notice the idioms. And the more you hear them, the more you know, that's a common idiom. That's good. I can use it in that context. If you discover an idiom in the dictionary, but you've never heard it, then maybe it's not very common. So maybe you don't want to focus on that idiom. Okay. Great question, though. Asia, you say, oh no, I'm trying to get a 7, but I'm not very good at using idioms. Listen more, practice more. Basically, don't obsess about idioms, right? It's a small part of your score. You probably know more than you think, actually. How many idioms are normal in part 2? Impossible to say, Sarah. It depends on what you're talking about. But as I said, across a whole test, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, possibly. More than 1 and probably less than 10. But it's not mathematics, yeah? It gets overcomplicated. And that's a really good comment, because I agree, it does. So when you're practicing and studying English, learn new idioms and try and practice them. But then don't over-obsess. You cannot go into the test thinking, I must use an idiom, I must use an idiom, I need to use an idiom. Which idiom? You cannot do that. You just have to speak naturally. So do the hard work before the test. In the test, be as natural as you can. Great comment. I like it, Talga. Thank you. Is to pepper my answer, isn't it? Yes, yes. If you pepper your answer with idioms or pepper your language with something, it's like putting pepper, pepper on the food. That's an idiom. It's idiomatic. Well spotted. You're very, very good, Alexander. You're on the ball. Absolutely. Okay, let's finish up number 4. By recognizing idioms, you will be better able to understand films. I think it's true. I'm sure it's true. Really, I think everyone agrees. The more idioms you know, because we use them so much in films, in the news. They use them so much in the news because the news always wants to be colourful and attractive. Novels, films as well. So it's true. Lillian says, do you need to use idioms in the test? Some, yes. Alexander, are idioms global? Probably 90. I'm going to say 90% are global, but I don't know that. I haven't done research on that. Yes, there are regional differences. So Americans have some different idioms from English people, from British people. British people have different idioms, some different idioms from North Americans. But I think, I don't know, 80% maybe are the same, I think. Okay. I'm feeling over the moon to see you. I'm over the moon. You're practicing with us today. So, Reno, that's the same question, right? British and American. I think a lot are the same, but there are some different ones. Yes. Akim, are you a native English speaker? Yes, I am. I'm from Manchester in England, but I have chosen to live in Spain the last 7 years. Yes. I'm 7.5, but in part 3, my grammar is not advanced because automatically I answer without using high-level grammar. It's a really difficult question, Sarah, because if you're 7.5, that's great. If you want to become an 8, yes, you need to expand your grammar, but you want to work hard before the test so you're not forcing it in the test. If you're forcing yourself in the test, it won't sound natural. So doing an advanced grammar course, like several months before the test, would probably really help you. Yeah, I would say. Okay. Very quick question. What is the difference, IDP or BC? Well, it's the same test and it's delivered in the same way. So there's no difference and it's marked in the same way. So you can choose either. It's absolutely the same test. Guys, I'm going to move on. We've talked about the website. Let's get into learning idioms, right? We've talked a little bit about true and false, but learning idioms, this is the advanced lesson. Let's get into it. Let's all these idioms come into my head. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's dig into the topic, right? Learning idioms, advanced lesson. One thing that differentiates, makes different, an IELTS band 7 is being able to understand and use a range of idiomatic expressions. Idioms and idiomatic expressions, right? That's what makes a band 7. As I said earlier, one thing that differentiates IELTS band 8 is being able to understand and use a wide range of idiomatic expressions accurately. So if you're thinking about becoming a band 7, this is for you. If you are a band 7 or 7.5, like Sarah, this is for you, right? This is one thing that differentiates you. There are other things. There's the grammar, the pronunciation, the fluency, but this is one thing that you need to focus on to get up there, right? Okay, let's go. 5 mistakes. We're going to look at 5 mistakes. So the reason I want to look at mistakes is because when you're discovering a new idiom and you try and practice it, you will probably make a mistake. That's fine. Don't worry. By making mistakes, you learn. Once you understand these 5 mistakes, hopefully you will be much more, you'll be much quicker in correcting yourself and using it correctly. I think this will make sense, okay? 5 mistakes students make with idioms. Let's begin with mistake number 1. I want you to help me. If you're a teacher, I'm going to use the discovery technique. So as a teacher, instead of telling you information, I'm going to help you discover information. It's the discovery technique. If you're a teacher, pay attention. Okay, mistake number 1. To tighten one's belt. This is an idiom which means to spend less money because you don't have much money. Maybe you've lost money or you're not earning as much. You don't have much money, so you spend less and you tighten one's belt. The belt, literally, a belt is on your trousers, right? And if you tighten the belt, it's so you eat less, so you have a tighter belt. You're controlling your money, right? So to tighten one's belt is to spend less money. Try and give me an example. Just type in the chat and give me an example, and let's look at it together. Lines Jimmy, number 4, the answer was true. Marjo, you're asking about old-fashioned idioms. Some are old-fashioned, not many, but some. And normally a dictionary will tell you that. Yothan Thilanka, great, good practice. How long is this session? This session will be about an hour. Yes. Sarah, I don't have a PDF for this session. Yes, at the moment I don't have one. Sorry. Right. Justino says tighten the belt. Give me an example about you. That would be good. You have to tighten one's belt to build your house. Interesting. Nadja, I have to tighten my belt in January. Hashu, I have to tighten my belt as I lost my job. Great. He had to tighten his belt to avoid poverty. Great. Brilliant. Okay. Excellent. We've got loads here. Tanja, I had to tighten my belt last year as I was made redundant. I'm sorry to hear that, if it's true. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Now then, let's take, if I can, I'm going to take some of your examples and Tanja, let me take this one off a moment. Let me give you an example. Let me take, if I can do Nanja, I can take yours. I'm just going to paste and copy if you don't mind. And let's put it up here. I hope I can change the color. Excellent. And I'm going to take another one here. Okay. Now, these examples are great, and I'm using these examples to help everybody. So I'm not worried about who gave the example, and some of these are correct, some of them are not correct. If they're not correct, I'll help you, but I don't want to embarrass people, right? So this is just to help everybody learn from the mistakes. So we've got, I have to tighten my belt in January. Okay, that is correct. And this one, if I can add, is incorrect. You have to tighten one's belt to build your house. Can you see where the problem is in this one? What the mistake is? Okay. Have a look, have a think. And yeah, it's hard because you can't speak to me, but let's see. I have to tighten my belt in January. Right? Let me take this off. I have to tighten my belt in January. It's my belt. Yep. You have to tighten one's belt to build your house. So the mistake you can probably see is here is one's, right? Because when we learn it from the dictionary, it says, well, to tighten one's belt. But the mistake here is not changing the possessive adjective. The possessive adjective is my, your, his, or her. So you have to tighten, this should be your belt to build your house. So the subject, I, matches the possessive adjective. I, my, you, your, he, his, she, her. Okay. More examples here. I need to tighten one's belt. Same problem. It's I need to tighten my belt. She needs to tighten her belt. Okay. So not changing the possessive adjective, that's the mistake. Okay. You need to change it so it matches the subject, the person. Okay. So what's the rule? I'm going to give you this because it's just quicker, I'm afraid. Whenever you see a possessive adjective, change it to match the subject of the phrase. Possessive adjective, my or her or his or her, change it to match the subject. Okay? So she has to go with her. I has to go with my. Okay, and this is an extremely common mistake. Okay, Let's just have a look at some others. We've got Lydia says, I start becoming a pensioner. I have to tighten my belt. Great. Christian, they need to tighten their belts or their belt. Their belt. It's they, their, singular belt, right? It's to tighten one's belt. This is another common problem we'll see. If it's singular, keep it singular, right? Julia says, I have to tighten my belt in January in order to cover the cost of building our house. Right, great. Subject agreement, perfect. Perfect. You doesn't align with one's, exactly, yes. Okay, perfect. Any other answers? You're good, you're very, very good. Excellent, good. Zainab, what about this? One has to tighten one's belt, right? So one, the possessive adjective is one's. Right? One has to tighten one's belt. But do notice, I only know one person in the world who speaks like that, and that's King Charles. Most British people or American people do not say one has to tighten one's belt. It's very, very formal language. But grammatically, that's the answer. Yeah. Okay. So, can you correct this mistake? Hang on. Let me do that again. He put... Can you correct this mistake? Okay, he put his foot in the mouth. It's wrong. This means he said something by accident that upset someone. Can you write the correct sentence? Family, good question. Family is a singular noun, so tightens. Right, can you write the whole sentence? But I think, yeah, you're there. Okay, you've got it. Yes. Azerbaijan, his. He put his foot in it, you could say, yes. Feet. No, keep the singular. He put his foot in the mouth. That's the incorrect one. And the correct one? He put his foot in his mouth. Exactly. Yes. He put his foot in his mouth. Okay, that's correct. So he matches with both his foot and his mouth. To put your foot in your mouth is the expression. You can also say to put your foot in it, both of those. Yeah. So that's the expression, to put your foot in your mouth or to put your foot in it, to say something by accident that upsets someone. I put my foot in my mouth when I revealed a secret the other day. Okay, so that's it. That's the first one, okay? It's about the matching the possessive adjective with the subject. So make sure they always match. That's mistake number one, okay? Cool. Wait a moment. So thirsty. Okay, let's move on. Oh, I see. I want to put or puts. Well, this is in the past tense. Okay. Sorry, I should have made that clear. Sorry, yeah, you're very, very good question. He put his foot in his mouth yesterday. It's the past tense. That's why it's put. Yes, I see a few of you have said that. Why not he puts? If it's the present, puts, but it's in the past, yeah. Well done. You guys are really good. Put or puts. Okay, excellent. Past tense. Oh my. Yes. You're welcome, Davi. Still going. We're going to do number 2. We've got 5 mistakes. Okay, here's number 2. Mistake number 2. To make ends meet means to have just enough money to live on. And to lend a hand means to help. Choose one and give me an example about you. Let's make the examples more personal. When you make examples with vocabulary in English, make the examples about you rather than abstract, he put his foot in his mouth. Make it about you. Yesterday, I put my foot in my mouth. I felt terrible. If your examples are personal, your learning is deeper. If your examples are personal, your learning is deeper. Okay, let's have a look. Try and make some examples here. One example, it'll be enough, about you. I like it. Good. I lent a hand to my friend. I make ends meet. My friends, but less money. Okay, I think I understand. My friends less, but my friends have less money. I think that's what you're saying, right? I make ends meet, but my friends have less money. I think that's what you're saying. Yep. Justino, I need to make ends meet because I need to pay my debt. Good. I need to lend a hand to do some shopping. Great. I asked him to lend me his hand since things are not going well with me. Interesting. Let's stop. Jimmy, if you will allow me, let's take yours as an example. And let's put that up here. Again, I'm not interested really in who, but let's have a look at some examples. And let's take this one as another example. Okay, mark it in. Thank you very much. So we've got here, let's put this here. So have a look here and see if you can tell me why this is wrong and why, well, this is correct. Can you tell me why the first one is wrong? Any ideas? Some good examples here, some very good examples actually. Christine, a hand should be. Right, yes, Christine, yes, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it's about his. A hand should be, to lend a hand. lend him a hand, not his hand. Yeah, lend me a hand. Exactly. So I asked him to lend me a hand, not his. And here's the thing, right? So this one is correct. It's lend a hand. So here's the mistake, that it's a. When you look at the verb to lend a hand, if it's a singular, then it needs to stay a singular. A hand is always a hand. Here you're changing it to the possessive, and it shouldn't change to the possessive. Ends is in the plural, right? When I try okay, that's correct. So ends, because it's plural, let's take another example, should always stay in the plural. So if we take this example, I work more extra hours to make ends meet is perfect because ends is in the plural. Okay, so you can see the rule here that if an idiom has a word in the plural, if there's a plural word, keep in the plural. Don't change it. If it's a singular, keep it in the singular. Don't change it, right? So, with all of these, so we've got lend a hand, make ends meet. Just the spelling, but let's not worry about that, to make ends meet. So mistake number 2, it is very, very common, is people mixing singulars and plurals. Mixing up the singular and plural. I find it hard to make end meet. No, it must be ends. It's always the plural, ends. To lend a hand, can I lend my hands? No, it must be singular because here it's singular. So the rule is usually when a noun is in the plural, keep it in the plural. And when a noun is singular, keep it in the singular, right? That usually is the rule 95% of the time. So with this one, when you're looking at idioms and you're looking at the words in the idiom, if you see a plural, s, always use the plural. If you see a and singular, always use the singular, right? There were some other great examples up here. I see you're going to just share one or two. Nicole says, I asked him to lend me a hand. Very, very good. Yes. Abdullah says, I'm not quitting from my job just to make ends meet. Okay, good. Great. Great. So those are good. Those are perfect. Excellent. Good. English is confusing. You almost always use both hands to help. I know. And that's the thing, is English doesn't look at the logic. It looks at the rule. And if it's help a hand, it's always help a hand. Even if you use two hands, right? It's like countable and uncountables, right? I say to students, traffic is uncountable. And they go, but there's lots of cars. I can count the cars. And I know, cars are countable. Traffic is not. There's no logic, right? Excellent. That is, let's come back. That's mistake number 2. So see if you can correct these mistakes, right? Bearing that in mind, correct this mistake. My brother and I don't see eyes to eyes, meaning we didn't agree. And I'm all finger and thumb, meaning I'm clumsy. Can you correct these 2 mistakes? Sun is shining. smudged my glasses. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, exactly. I know, it's not logical. Yes, I love these avatars. Where do you get them? Yes. 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 Excellent. Excellent. Yep. Perfect, Abbas Burman. All fingers and... Ooh, all fingers and... I'm all fingers. Hello, Emmy. I'm all fingers and... Yes. Elisa, you saved us. Fingers and thumbs. Yes. Okay, so it's to see eye to eye. Always eye to eye. Both of them are singular. And the expression here, to be clumsy, is I'm all fingers and thumbs. That's the expression, so it's always in the plural. Okay, so look out for this, mistake number 2. If words are singular, keep them singular. If words are plural, keep them plural. Excellent, nice. Okay, gosh, I've got to drink some more. Hang on.
I want some idioms, and I want them now. I want some idioms, but I don't know how. How to learn them, how to remember them. All I know, and I really think so, is that I want some idioms now.
Idioms. Number 3, mistake number 3. We're looking at 5 mistakes. We're on number 3. We're nearly there. So to throw in the towel means to give up. Can you... Don't choose one. Just try and give me an example. Throw in the towel. An example about you. Remember, personalize your examples and deepen your learning. Zoe, clumsy means awkward. Awkward, clumsy. So you make mistakes with your hands, or you drop things, or you bump into things, you knock things. You're not in control of your hands and your body. I'm all fingers and thumbs. I am, when I get nervous, I'm all fingers and thumbs. Yes, I am for sure. Hello, Enda Konan. Nice to see you here. Nadja says, my brother and I don't see eye to eye. Good. Good example. I throw in the towel when I see how many tasks IELTS contains. Okay, yes. I don't want to throw in the towel when it comes to speaking. Getting an 8.5 in IELTS is a tall order, but I won't throw in the towel. Very good. To throw my towel in my family members. Okay. I won't throw in the towel. I throw in the towel that all these idioms are difficult. Eventually I threw the towel. I quit. Okay. You're in the past there. Elisa, let me help you a little bit. Eventually I threw in the towel. Right? Remember, I threw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Okay. Let me go back. Let's have a look at this one. I'm going to take this example over here. Thank you, BSS. And another one. Okay. this one. Let's take a Gagan Gopali, if you don't mind. Okay, perfect. Great. So let's have a look. If I just put these in the right color here. To throw my towel in my family members, I'm going to put that as incorrect. I will not to throw in the towel learning English. Well, okay, it's mostly correct. However, I'm going to take out this, right? It's I will not throw in the towel learning English. What's the problem in the first one? What do you think is the main problem here? Pablo, I usually throw in the towel when my wife is angry. I throw in the towel when it comes to make my children help understand. To throw in the towel, my family members. A towel. After towel, we need a noun. With my family members needs a subject. Yeah. So there are different mistakes here. So let's change it. I think it needs a subject. Yes. I throw my towel in my family members. And I think what he's trying to say is I throw my towel in with my family members. So the idea that I throw my towel in, I give up with my family members, right? They're too much for me. Okay. So, oh no, let's keep that. I throw my towel in with. So that's getting it right. Now there's still a big problem, and the main problem is this. Because it's I, we're thinking, okay, possessive adjective, I, my. But if the idiom has the, don't change it. It must stay the, right? It has to stay the. When you have an article like the in the idiom, keep it the same. I throw the towel in with my family. You can say throw the towel in or throw in the towel. Both are okay, right? I throw the towel in with my family. I will not throw in the towel. Good. Learning English. Great. Good. So this is it. This is the situation with this one. If I just bring up the other examples. So the mistake here is changing the to a possessive adjective. A lot of people do this, right? A lot of people see the, but then they make a sentence go, well, I throw in because you think I must match I with the possessive adjective. Unless the idiom has the. And if it's the, it's always the. To throw in the towel, I'm tired. I'm not going to throw in my towel. No, I'm going to throw in the towel. Okay. So here, the rule, basically, whenever you see the, don't change it. Reno, good question. But remember, it's not to give the hand, it's to give a hand. So a is a singular and it stays the singular. So in a way, it's the same. If you see a, it stays a. If you see the, it stays the. But the give a hand is the singular idea, the singular and the plural, right? Can we change here my towel to my towel? No, you can't say I'm throwing in my towel. No, I'm throwing in the towel. Good. I will not throw in the towel in learning English. Okay, good. Oh my gosh, English is confusing. It makes me think throw in the towel sometimes. Don't throw in the towel. These mistakes, yeah, at first, I know this is going to happen and this is perfectly natural. When I start showing you these mistakes, you start thinking, oh my God, this is so complicated. Yes and no. Today, it will be complicated. But in the coming weeks, as you start reflecting and looking at this and practicing, you'll start noticing this more and more. This is to help you notice things in idioms, especially to understand them. So as you're noticing an idiom, you go, ooh, is that singular, plural? Is it the? Keith, and remember what Keith said about that. Okay. Right. Okay, good. So can you correct the mistake? You hit a nail on the head. The meaning is we got it exactly right. If you know this expression, can you correct it? Too much sunshine for me. Oh, wow. Look at the time, Keith. Oh, dear. We're going over time. I apologize. Yes. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah. Yeah, it's the and the. That's the expression to hit the nail on the head. It's the nail. Exactly. De nuit blanche. Exactly. The nail. Another example. You hit the nail on the head. You're right on the money. Perfect. It's the and the. LBO. No. You hit your. Yeah. It's you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. So you need to know the idiom, of course, to be able to follow this, right? You hit the nail on the head. Okay. I'm going to move swiftly on to mistake number 4. And let's have a look at this one. To be blown away. I'm going to go a bit more quickly here because just of time, right? I'm going to accelerate. To be blown away means to be impressed by something. The mistake is this, is changing a passive verb to an active one. So sometimes students say, okay, to be blown away, therefore, I blow away by the gift. It was beautiful. Not correct. It should be, I was blown away by the gift. So this idiom is in a passive form, right? To be blown away by something. It is passive, and therefore it stays passive. The mistake is changing it to an active one. I blow away. It's not. It's I was blown away. So the rule here is whenever an idiom begins with to be plus participle, use it in the passive, not in the active. Christina, that was nice. I am blown away by your teaching. I was blown away by your level of English. Yes. I'm blown away. I'm blown away with her beauty. I'm blown away by her beauty. Because it's passive, you're blown away by something. Passive is always with by, right? By. Good example, though. Hello, teacher. I have a question. Please answer. Idiomatic language, what does it mean for IELTS Speaking Band 8? It means you have to use less common idiomatic language skillfully and accurately. So it's using not more, but less common idiomatic language and skillfully or accurately. That's what the band 8 level is. Okay. I was blown away by the Guernica by Picasso. Good. Very good. Can we say she blows away everyone by her charm? Okay, so you're changing it. You can say she blows away everyone with her charm. Okay. You would say she blows everyone away with her charm. It's not by because it's not a passive, right? So she blows everyone away with her charm. That would be okay. I was blown away by how Keith explains every topic in English. Great. Sarah, I'm blown away by the meanings of idioms. Me too. I know what you mean. Right, that's mistake number 4. Let's see if you can correct this last mistake. I threw in at the deep end on my first day at work, meaning I was put in a challenging situation. Can you correct the mistake? Everyone was blown away by her charm. Yes, perfect, because that's the passive. Yes. I was blown away by her singing. Yep. I was blown away by her sincerity. Good. Yes. Abbas, thank you. Great example. Yes. This is good. You're almost there. Let me help you. Everyone, remember it's the passive. So everyone is blown away by Messi's footwork. So remember the passive to be with the past participle. Everyone is blown away by Messi's footwork. Right? Good. Gagangopoli, you're getting there. Well done. We've got, I was thrown at the deep end of my first day of work. I was thrown, you're almost there. I threw in at the deep end. Nope, not quite there. I threw in. Nope, remember okay, let me help you. To be thrown in at the deep end. That's the expression, right? That should help you. If the expression is to be thrown in at the deep end, what's the correct answer? Mohammed, not quite. I was thrown away, not quite. I was thrown in at the deep end on my first day of work. Hooray! EF, you're there. Great. Yes. So it has to be the passive, right? I was thrown in at the deep end on my first day of work. That's correct. It's a strange one because, you know, it's in at, which is very, very strange. I was thrown in the deep end. I was thrown in at the deep end. I was thrown in the water at the deep end of the pool, because the pool has a deep end and a shallow end. And at the deep end, you're thrown in the water at the deep end. So you've got 2 prepositions. But the important thing here is the passive. I was thrown in at the deep end. Yeah, you've all got it there. Yes. I was thrown in at the deep end on my first day of work. Well done. Well done, Eric. Perfect. I was thrown in. Yes. Yep. Excellent. Zoe, nice. Good. Mistake number 4. Mistake number 5 is this one. Mistake number 5 is trying to use too many idioms, right? Basically, don't use too many idioms. Don't sweat or overthink the idioms, right? Just use those that you feel confident with. I think it's really important when you're practicing English on your own or with your teacher or with the videos, use lots of idioms. I mean, practice lots and lots and lots, because then you'll see where you make mistakes and you get feedback if you have a teacher. But when it comes to the test, if you're doing the IELTS speaking test, only use the idioms you're confident with, right? If you're not sure, don't use it. Because sometimes it's better not to use it instead of using it and it's the wrong context and you're making mistakes, and that can look bad. So if you're not sure, don't use it. When you're confident, use it, and then it will work well. So in the test, only use idioms you're confident with. At home, when you're practicing, use lots. That's mistake number 5. Too many idioms. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back. We've been looking at learning idioms. I want to tell you about the 150 Idioms online course. Now, this course may help some of you, okay? I don't want this to sound like an advertisement. I just want you to know that the course is there if it can help you. It's not for everybody. If you're beginner or low intermediate, forget it. Don't buy the course. It's not for you. If you're intermediate, maybe it can help. Upper intermediate and advanced, that's where it can help you. If you're looking to get that 7 or the 8, then this is a course that could help you. Let me just tell you briefly about it, and then you can decide, okay? It's called 150 Idioms for IELTS Speaking, although it's 150 English idioms. So it's not only for IELTS Speaking. Who's it for? I would say intermediate to advanced. So band 6, 7 or 8, yep, for that higher level. If you're a lower level, don't buy it. It will frustrate you and confuse you. Okay. It's good if you want to understand and use idioms, right? Actually practicing them. It's good to better understand native speakers when they use idioms. As we talked about earlier, if you're watching films on Netflix, listening to podcasts, listen to the news on the BBC or the Voice of America, there are lots of idioms it can help you understand. It can boost your IELTS speaking score by knowing more idioms. If you need a 7, you do need to use some idiomatic language, right? I'm going to show you inside the course just very, very briefly, so you get an idea of what is inside there. Inside the course, basically, you've got 30 topics, okay? So the topics are such things that you get in IELTS, maybe work, study, people, money, sport, hobbies, travel. And for each topic, there's a story and there are 5 idioms, okay? So when you go in, for example, feelings, there's a video. So it's a video based. And in the video, it shows you basically, there's an introduction. There's a story at the beginning. Fed up with. So the story presents the language, okay? It presents the idioms in a context. And then I go through and I explain the idiom so that you understand what it means. I give you ideas about pronunciation, about usage, so that you can actually pronounce it correctly and use it in the correct context. And it goes through all on different ones. So it's basically giving you pronunciation, the usage, and the meaning for each of these. And there are 5 for each unit. And then, in addition, you've got the whole course you can put on the podcast. So you can get this on your phone. You can download it and listen to it on your phone as you're going through. And the other one is you have a novel, a mini novel to review the idioms. So all the idioms are in this. It's called a new flame. In fact, I can show you over here. So once you've studied the course, you can actually review everything by listening to this novel or reading the novel. And it's called a new flame. And basically it's a story. So as you go through each chapter, all of the idioms are recycled, and you can listen to this story and learn in a kind of a very, very relaxing way. And on top of that, you can also actually do the audio. So there is an audio, you can just listen to it. Whoops. Where is it? I've lost it. Where's the audio? It's disappeared. Never mind. There is an audio in there. Wait one moment. It's gone. But you can listen to it as well. So as you're reading it and studying it, you listen to me and it's me narrating the story. The idea is that reading and listening is going to help you absorb that. So basically you study, you practice with the videos, and then you review with the novel and the story, listening and watching it. And that's it. It's called 150 Idioms for IELTS Speaking. There is a course book in there as well. The course book is very nice. I mean, the course book is a good reference. So it gives you for each unit the idioms, the explanation. You get the story in there. So you can study with the book as well as with the videos in the course and all the different topics. And the idioms, they're a mixture of frequent idioms and less common idioms. So there's something for everybody. There are idioms that are easier and idioms that are more complicated, so that you get the whole thing in there. So that's it, the idioms course. Basically, you've got 150 idioms across 30 topics. You've got fun stories to learn more deeply. You'll learn the meaning, the use and the pronunciation, the mini novel to review it, and you get the private podcast. And the podcast is, you basically put it down in, you can download it. With all my courses, actually, you can download the course onto a podcast. So if, like me, I use Apple Podcasts. So all my podcasts, if I go in my library, I have, this is mad, I know, but so all my courses are in here. So the 150 idioms course is in here. So if I wanted to, I could be listening to this on my phone as I'm commuting or whatever. I think I just do that because I think it's easier sometimes for people to study with audio, like on the train, on the commute. And to review with audio is quite good as well. With this, you get lifetime access, so you keep it forever. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee and access to updates. I am updating it with songs as well. So there are some new songs with the idioms included, and that's coming in the next few months. So you'll get access to that. That's it. I've just not followed your messages. Let me see. Where are you? BSS. I like your classes because you speak freely. Great. Thank you. And thank you for your contribution. It's been great today. Thank you so much for that. Yes. Hello. Hello. Great. I want to. Good. Tell me, please, where I write in here. Isabel, you're there. You're writing. You're there. When you write, I click on the message. Is it available for members of Gold for free? Barham, I'm sorry, it's not available for free. It's paid for everybody, right? Yes. You can find it through the link. I think Burns has sent the link. So when you get that link, you'll see it. I'll just show you, just so that it's clear. So the link in the chat is up there. When you get that link, all you need to do is go to the, you'll see it on the link. Where is it? It's here. When you follow the link, it shows you here. The original price was 97. It's 47, the 2-day sale, today and tomorrow. You can find out more about it here. And then when you press to join, it will just take you to a checkout page. You can pay with PayPal or a credit card, international credit cards. Sometimes it's a little slow, like today. Be patient. Wow, that was slow. So the discount is already there and you can just buy now. Just enter your information, your card information up there. There's Keith sharing his car information. Duh. Right. Excellent. Any other questions? What do you recommend to practice speaking on an almost daily basis? Would you recommend AI? Sending daily voice messages. Well, it's a great idea. On Wednesday, I did a session about practicing speaking. It's on YouTube. Go and have a look at the live session, all about this. Suggestions about practicing with friends, with AI, with teachers. I think a combination of all of those is really good. As I said in the session, repetition, controlled practice, and free practice are all really important. Yeah? Great. Absolutely right. Yes. Anything else? Isa says, thank you so much. I've been blown away by your teaching style. Ah, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. I'm learning words and watching your, where are you, Abdullah Al-Tanbir. I'm learning words, watching your videos since 2023. I don't have the courage to talk fluently. Start with the first step. I mean, practice talking on your own, but then find someone to practice speaking with. Just 5 minutes. One step at a time, really. Okay. Any other questions? Just having a look. Talgat, it costs 47 US dollars. 47. Reno, I was blown away by your lessons. Thank you. I'm blown away by your English and your practice. That's great. Great. Jimmy, can we have more lives? I will be doing some more lives. Yes, I will do some more next week as well. Unfortunately, it's not possible for my country. Where are you, Sarah? But I know some countries can't. Don't worry. Don't worry. Great. Zoe, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Just to let you know, guys, I am going to go do another live next week. Where is it? Am I doing another live next week? Yes, I am. It is. It's here. Okay. Next live session on YouTube. Next Wednesday, 12 o'clock. Exam technique will be the topic. Okay. Exam technique. That's it. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to leave you with a song from the idiom course. These are not released yet. I'll be releasing them in the next month or two. But here's one with some idioms for you. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching and take care, all of you. Can't pay by crypto. No.
Loved to fish alone in the early morning light. He knew the best time of day when the fish would bite. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Leonora, 3 p.m. Spain time for the gold students, right?
And he loved the quiet air. Bob said, "Can I join you?" in a friendly tone.
Thank you, Lydia.
Said, "I prefer to fish alone." But Bob wouldn't take no for an answer. So Adrian agreed and became a chancer. Bob wasn't clued up. He didn't have a clue. He didn't
Thanks,
know
Brian.
what to say or do.
You're welcome, Anna Maria.
Adrian showed him, taught him the way, and Bob caught a fish by the end of the day.
Have a good day, little.
Bob got his line tangled. He made a lot of noise, scaring all the fish like a couple of boys. Adrian stayed patient. so a fish Bob could land.
Thank you so much.
Soon Bob was smiling with a fish in
Cheers, Pablo.
his hand.
See you shortly, Ibrahim. Oh, Robert, that's so kind.
He didn't have a clue. He didn't know what to say or do.
Christina, you are the sharpest tool in the shed.
Taught him the way, and Bob caught a fish by the end of the day.
It'll be coming in the idioms course, Brian, in
He's
a few weeks.
too, and he bought Adrian a rod, shiny and new. He won't forget the day they became good friends, fishing by the river till the day's end.
Don't worry, Ethan.
Bob wasn't clued up. He didn't have a clue. He didn't know
Fabricio, take care.
Adrian showed him, taught him the way.
Nora, Wednesday next week. If you're a gold student, we have one today at 3 p.m. Spain time. Love to Nepal. Take care, everyone. All the best now. Bye-bye.